Io plus io-leshrac is dominating right now, and you need to know how and why so you can party queue with a friend and grab some easy MMR. Oh, don't have a friend to party with? Well, join my shiny new Discord server, link at the top of the description. Find people to play with, share tips and learn from each other, check out some behind the scenes stuff I'm working on, and give feedback when I need help. I really just want it to be a place where like-minded Dota players can hang out and help each other improve at the game. It'll also give me a different way to connect with you all. If that sounds like something you're interested in, come join. Today, we're going to take a closer look at this io-leshrac combo to gain a better understanding of what makes it so powerful. We'll also analyze pro games from top teams who have been owning with it, like Gaimin Gladiators and Team Liquid, to learn how they play it so effectively. It's undeniable that this combo is strong. It has a 70% win rate over 14 matches in the Bali Major, and as of making this video, actually has the same win rate with the same matches played in Riyadh Masters 2023. So, what makes io-lesh such a powerful combo? Why has it found so much success in pro games recently? Historically, Io has always paired well with heroes who like to play at a fast tempo and use a lot of their mana to farm and fight. Tiny, Bristleback, Gyrocopter. Io buffs up these heroes with Tether and Overcharge, helping them hit their power spikes earlier, and keeping their health and mana topped off to stay out on the map for longer, farming and fighting. This seems like a perfect fit for io-leshrac, who requires a lot of mana for farming and fighting, and becomes particularly strong when hitting his 12 to 14 minute power spike of Bloodstone. This timing also conveniently lines up pretty well with the first item mech that an Io would typically get. At a high level, that's what makes Io and io-leshrac such a powerful combo, being able to move fast in the early game and enhance power spikes to build large advantages. Also, since Lesh primarily deals spell damage, this makes Io's Overcharge and Shard upgrade especially powerful in this pairing. When Io tethers to a unit and uses Overcharge, that unit also receives the Overcharge buffs, which includes Spell Amp. This will increase the damage of all of Lesh's abilities. Io's Aghanim Shard upgrade provides an additional 10% spell amplification to Overcharge, increasing it to 24% at level 4. Additionally, it grants 10% spell lifesteal, which is also shared to the tethered unit. These upgrades are perfect for Lesh since he relies heavily on spamming spells as his primary source of damage. I want to walk through a replay of Gaimin Gladiators beating Team Liquid with io-lesh and highlight how Quinn and Celery play this combo so well. Io is typically being played as a hard support in the safe lane, while Lesh usually takes mid. This means they don't really play together much in the early laning phase except maybe to secure runes. However, once they do start playing together, they're together for the rest of the game. As Io, you should start looking to play with Lesh fairly early on, maybe around the 6 or 8 minute power rune timing. Your carry might cry, but it's for the best. In this game, the pair started playing together after Quinn rotates bottom at 7 minutes to kill Zai. At this stage of the game, they aren't quite ready to force fights and take objectives. They're more in farm mode until they get Bloodstone on Lesh. Notice how Io is almost always tethered to Lesh to keep giving him health and mana. They run around farming creep waves and jungle. Although in farm mode, you shouldn't pass up the opportunity for relocate ganks, especially when you have a good setup like Lion. They're able to get a kill on Nisha, then go right back to farming together. Io has an arcane ring and Lesh has mana boots that he'll eventually disassemble for Bloodstone, so they have lots of mana to work with. By sticking with Lesh while he farms and getting relocate kills with him, Io can get a good amount of gold and XP despite being a hard support. Here he gets his mech at 12 minutes and Quinn gets his Bloodstone at 13. They make their first real rotation after getting their key items, which is a smoke to kill Enigma bottom. And now, for anyone who plays Io or wants to play Io, take note of what you're about to see. Look at the map from Gaimin Gladiators' perspective. There are no liquid heroes showing, you just made a smoke rotation on their offlaner which killed them, and Lesh is farming pretty aggressively. So what do you think is about to happen? You'd be smart to assume that Liquid is making a rotation on either mid or bottom. Mid is not as likely for many reasons, but one is that these heroes are just hard to take down. Lesh is a higher priority kill, so they're probably going bottom. Now let's watch what unfolds, then go over it.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
You're not going anywhere.
Io was able to relocate io-leshrac out, saving him. The thing I want to highlight here is the moments before Liquid make their go on Quinn, because Celery played it almost perfectly. When playing Io, it's often thought that you need to always be tethered to your core, but that's not true. Trust me, I've played a lot of Io games. If you're tethered to your teammate, the enemy is going to see the tether and know generally where you are, meaning they can find you and stop your relocate from going off while it's winding up. If you're not tethered, you can start relocate, then tether your teammate right before relocate goes off, which makes it nearly impossible for the enemy to stop you. And that's exactly what we saw here from Celery. So, just remember, it's okay to not always be tethered to your teammates sometimes, especially if all the enemies are missing. Consider staying hidden near your teammate to ensure your relocate doesn't get cancelled. I like to think that Celery intentionally did this, but he broke tether to go grab the healing lotuses, so that might have just been why he wasn't tethered anymore. Also a tip for IO players to step up your IO game, including you, Celery. It's easy to want to double tap relocate to bring your teammate to the fountain when saving them. But imagine in this scenario, Celery just relocated Quinn top to pressure this tower or somewhere else to farm the jungle. By doing this, you're saving them and setting them up to get right back to farming, so keep that in mind. We're going to speed through this replay of Liquid versus Tundra pretty quickly because I just want to show how they play in a very similar way, focusing a lot of time early on stacking and farming the jungle while still looking for relocate opportunities. Their basic movement is farm jungle, clear creeps mid when they push in, go back to farming jungle, and repeat this over and over again. It's extremely simple and effective. Insania does a really good job of being mindful of the in-game time so he can stack neutral camps. And something helpful you can do for your Lesh or any core while they're farming, aggro a nearby camp and pull it towards them. This way, they can either farm both at the same time or move to the next one quicker. Here, they go to mid to farm the creeps that pushed in. Then they go bot to pick up an easy kill on 33. Then back to mid to farm creeps. Then to jungle to farm stacks that Boxy just made. Back to mid. Back to jungle. Get bounty rune. Back to jungle. Psych. Actually mid is pushing in, so back to mid. Then jungle. You see how straightforward this is? This is how much net worth Lesh gained in that time, and this is how much Sniper gained. Playing io-lesh in this way is how all the best teams are doing it right now. The key things are playing and farming together pretty much all the time. As IO, it's your job to keep io-leshrac on the map with high health and mana, help him farm faster, and to save him when he's being ganked and killed. Try it out in your games and let me know how it goes. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Don't forget to check out my new Discord server, which you can find in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you learned something new with me.